last week, last week we talked about, how I'm fine with the fact that people can have their opinions on what art they like and what art they don't like and so forth. But here's the difference, right? Recently, I graduated with a Doctor of Business Administration degree, and my concentration on my dissertation was about employer attitudes towards hiring people convicted of drug crimes. So I'm not saying that to say, to impress people with my credentials. I'm just saying that I'm considered, quote unquote, an expert in the topic that I got my degree in, right? So I was in class about 2 years ago, and I made a claim. I said, I told the professor, I said, uh, this author or this passage or this idea proves this, that, or the other. So my instructor's comment was, no, Mr. Johnson, that doesn't prove anything. What you have is a claim. You need to get a little more background to back up your claim. Okay, now how does this tie into the conversation about art? If you consider yourself a journalist or an expert in the field, and you, out of the blue, say or equate Nas to, for lack of a better term, basically a mumble rapper, and and pass off Black Thought like he isn't one of the greatest in the entire history of hip hop. If you say that, right, and and you don't have anything to back up your claim, then I gotta question what your credentials are and what gives you the right to. Because again, you're not a fan anymore. Now you're a journalist, and you're controlling the narrative that goes out to the masses. So what gives you the right to basically say these dudes are whack? And that's, you can clean it up however you want, but that's basically what you're saying. The bottom line is, if you're gonna claim somebody's great, you need some facts, or you need some sort of evidence to back up your claim, man. Because you know what? If you gotta dig down deep, and you are my age or if you're in hip hop, and you really gotta look far to understand why people think Nas and Black Thought and those kind of MCs are great, then I don't think you know what the hell you're talking about. You're out of pocket, man. Again, that's like saying, like I said last week, if a musician tries to tell me that James Brown is whack, I'm like, man, you can have your opinion, but you got to explain that one. I don't understand that. Kool G Rap and Jay-Z, and these dudes are like the gold standard in the annals of hip hop history. So again, who you think you are to start talking about people in that manner? Especially, again, I'm not talking about fans. Again, if you're a fan and you're 15, 20 years old, I don't expect you to think that Big Daddy Kane is great. I would like for you to go and research and find out why the history books have said that he's great. There's a reason why the dude is considered to be one of the greats. That's like, my son is, well, not even my son. Say my niece, right? She's 10 years old. She has no concept of really why we think Michael Jordan, it should be on the Mount Rushmore of basketball. She doesn't have any clue. She might know of Kobe Bryant, LeBron James, and maybe Kevin Durant and Steph Curry. But she doesn't have any idea. She definitely doesn't have any idea about Kareem and Magic Johnson and Larry Bird and all these types of people. I understand that, man. But my niece is 10 and she's not an authority on basketball, especially the golden era of basketball. So I'm just saying, man, again, if you're going to make these claims, and if you really don't, don't be surprised if somebody checks you on or calls you out on that nonsense. Because I refuse to have a conversation, an adult conversation with somebody who tries to tell me that Nas is basically a mumble rapper and Black Thought ain't even in the top 50 rappers or 25 rappers of all time. So you don't know what you're talking about.